Good evening. Just wanted to come with some words of encouragement. I pray that everybody is doing well and in good spirits. I just wanted to share just a little bit of a conversation today that I was having with my mom, and it was on testimony and allowing our lives to be a testimony to people, and also sharing our testimony with people to encourage them. So our conversation began with just me encouraging my mom and her encouraging me, and I was just telling her that the fear that life can place in you through our experiences, that I just don't have that fear, because throughout my experiences, I've learned that throughout all my experiences, God has been and is and will always continue to be with me. So I was explaining to her that even if I'm on a desert and I'm out there by myself without any water, any shelter, and the elements are just beating me down, as long as I know God is with me, I know that I will make it through that situation. And through that, if I make it out of that desert situation, that I'll be able to share my testimony with someone. So I've been through some desert situations in my life, some situations where I felt like this is it, and Lord, am I gonna make it through this mentally and even physically, because some situations can exhaust us physically and mentally. And the Lord allowed me to make it through those situations in order for me to have a testimony and experiences to share with someone, to share with my children, and also for my life to be a living daily testimony. We should always look at our lives as a testimony. Any experience, any situation, any hardship that we go through, we always need to know and trust that God is with us. Need to know and trust that we are not alone. He said He'll never leave us nor forsake us. So we have to hold on to that. Hold tight to knowing that if you are in a desert situation, if you're in a situation where you feel like, Lord, am I going to make it out of this? Lord, is things going to get better for me? Know and trust and believe that your faith activates God. He sees your faith and He moves. So through all things, we have to trust and believe that God is going to keep His word. And His word states that He will never leave us nor forsake us. So just you believing that, it activates your faith and it activates God, and He will immediately move on your behalf. I believe that all things work together for our good and according to God's purpose and His plan for our lives. Why do I say that? Why do I believe that? Well, first, His word says that. It says it in His word that all things work together for our good. Even situations that we ourselves put ourselves in. We have to trust and believe that through this situation, there is going to be a better side to it. And when we come out on the other side of it, we can't come out on the other side with hurt, resentment, anger, and bitterness about us. We have to come out on the other side knowing that, first, Lord, thank you. Thank you so much, God, for allowing me to go through that situation and still have my wits about myself. That's number one. Number two, you have to look at it as a learning situation, a processing situation. Lord, you allowed me to go through that situation. Even if I put myself in that position, You allowed me to go through that situation so you could work some things out in me. So my faith can be renewed, so I can see who you are and who you are in me. God is in us. Then once we go through the processing situation, the processing of, Lord, I went through this. You brought me through. Thank you, Lord. You brought me through. Now, this situation, this experience should teach me something about myself. This situation, this experience taught me, Lord, that I am a strong, strong woman. I'm a strong woman. And I owe all that strength to you, Lord. You put something in me that I didn't even know was in myself. And then secondly, Lord, you are with me. Okay? You are with me, because there is no way in the world that I could have gained that strength and had that strength about me if it had not been for you, Lord. So you did that for me. You gave me the strength and you brought me through it. So Lord, I thank you. Okay? Then we learn through situations and circumstances in life that our strength is gained. We have gained knowledge. We have gained experience. And we can hopefully use that knowledge and experience to teach someone and to be a living testimony in our lives. Okay? If I often think sometimes about church, growing up in the church, and they have a praise and testimony service. And someone, you get them old mothers, they stand up and they give their testimony. And you're just like in awe, like, wow, look at her. She's still standing. She's still strong. She walked herself in this church today on her own. Okay? She went through all that and she's still standing. She's still strong. This must be a mighty, powerful God. And he put something mighty and powerful in that woman or that man. I often think about the women in my life, my aunties on my mom's side and my dad's side, strong women. I often think about my grandparents, how strong and just have a strongness and a grace about them that I admire and I try to emulate and put into my life so my daughters can see that same strength that I saw in my aunties, my grandparents, and in my mom throughout the years of growing, who has made me who I am today. We have to constantly remind ourselves that our lives are a living testimony. Our lives are telling people something about us. If I tell a person even half of what I went through in my life, and let's say the last 7-8 years, you would be amazed as to even how I'm able to still have my strength, how I'm still able to have my wits about myself. It's through the strength and the grace of God who has brought me thus far, and I thank him every day that I'm still able to get up in the morning, get myself dressed, go to work, take care of my children, take care of my household, and provide. That is all through the grace of God, through the strength that he has placed in me, through the testimonies, through the women in my life who I have looked at as a strong female figure in my life. To know that they went through these things, abuse, drug abuse, some of these women went through, abuse from a man, and they still were able to stand and be strong women and provide and take care of their families. That says a lot about a woman. I want strong female figures in my daughter's life. That's why I conduct and carry myself a certain way and allow my life, even as hard as it has been at times, to be a testimony and an example to my daughters. So let's look at how and what we went through, how we went through it with such triumph and how we come through it with such triumph and grace as an example and as a testimony to someone, to encourage someone to know that yes, you're going through a tough time. And it may even get tougher before it gets better, but God is with you, okay? Keep your strength, keep your wits about you. And then once you get through it and go through it, first take the time out to acknowledge the fact that you made it through that situation, but for the grace of God. Thirdly, Lord, I thank you for my life being able to be an example and a testimony to someone, to encourage someone that you will make it through this situation. Be encouraged. Know that God is with you, and allow your life to be a testimony and an example to others so they may see your Father's good works and glorify him in heaven through your testimony. You be encouraged. Don't hold your head up, but hold it up higher, knowing that God is with you. Don't hold your head down. Don't hold your head down while you're going through that tough situation. Hold your head up, because you will make it through this situation. You trust and you believe God, okay? Pray and ask God to renew your faith daily, and he will do just that, okay? Don't ever forget about him going through that tough situation, okay? You be encouraged. God bless you.